looks like the Bharat Jodo Yatra is going strong. Today is actually day 105 of the ambitious march. It has covered 9 states and 45 districts so far, and presently it is in Haryana. Up ahead is more than 540 kilometers in chilly northern India. The idea behind this yatra is to revive the Congress party and give an image makeover to Rahul Gandhi. Now, there have been controversies and setbacks along the way, but you cannot deny one thing: the sheer physical and mental ability to walk 23 kilometers every day. But is the physical sacrifice giving political dividends? This morning, I joined the Bharat Jodo Yatra in Haryana, in Nu. It was a cold winter warning, but the energy of the crowd helped us, well, motor on. We did manage to have a quick chat with Rahul Gandhi's running mate and former Union Minister Jairam Ramesh. Listen in to some snippets of my conversation with him. The entire interview is playing up at 8:30 p.m. on Urban Debate this evening. We are joining the Bharat Jodo Yatra for a bit in Haryana today as it inches towards Delhi. Already done 2,000 kilometers in 8 states. Taking a short pause, I believe, Mr. Jairam Ramesh, in Delhi.
Yes, well, it's a pause for 9 days because the 60-odd containers have to be refurbished for the winter of North India, particularly Jammu and Kashmir, where we are going to be spending 8 days. Also, the Bharat Yatris have been away from their families for 4 months. And you know, they come from far-off parts of India, Manipur, Kerala, Assam, various parts of India. So we're giving them a chance of going and spending a couple of days with their family. So 24th night to the night of the 2nd is a break. And on the 3rd morning, we resume the Bharat Jodo Yatra. And we will be doing Uttar Pradesh first, phase 2 of Haryana, then Punjab, and then finally Jammu and Kashmir.
Mr. Ramesh, from the physical to the political now, you've already seen Mr. Mansukh Mandaviya's, Dr. Mansukh Mandaviya's letter to Rahul Gandhi to say, in national interest, stop the Bharat Jodo Yatra because there is a COVID surge in China and you never know what's coming in India. Don't become a super spreader.
This is politics at its lowest. You know, the Prime Minister, basically, people who are afraid intimidate and spread fear. And I'm afraid what Mr. Mandaviya has done is use a letter sent to him by a couple of BJP MPs like P.P. Chaudhary, who have been rattled by the enormous success of the Bharat Jodo Yatra in Rajasthan. And they have written to Mandaviya, raising 2 points. And Mandaviya then has used that as a pretext of writing to Mr. Gandhi. Now, is there a protocol in place today? Parliament is functioning normally. Masks are not compulsory anywhere, including on flights. So what international flights are normal. So what are we talking about here? Now, this is a government that allowed the Kumbh Mela, if you remember.
Yeah, I do.
This is a government that did Namaste Trump and spread COVID. And this is a government that in March 2020 refused to impose a lockdown in spite of repeated demands from the opposition in both houses of parliament because they were busy toppling the Madhya Pradesh government. And when the Kamal Nath government fell, they imposed a lockdown. So Mandaviya's letter, you know, we should not politicize public health. It's a very serious issue. It requires a collective will. Every Bharat Yatri is triple vaccinated. Got double vaccination with either Covishield or Covaxin. They've got a booster dose. So they're fully protected. So I fail to understand. I think what has happened is the Bharat Jodo Yatra is coming to Delhi. It has had a phenomenal success in the BJP-ruled states, Karnataka, Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan. And now it's going to come to Delhi. And I think the Prime Minister and his advisors are rattled. They're nervous. And they're using this COVID as a pretext to derail the Bharat Jodo Yatra.
Mr. Ramesh, can I ask you this then? It's called the Bharat Jodo Yatra.
Yeah.
Many people will say, what is fractured about India? What is broken about India that you needed to take out this long yatra to fix it back?
India is fracturing in 3 directions. India is fracturing because of growing economic inequalities. India is fracturing because of growing social polarization, and India is fracturing because of political authoritarianism. And this is the direct consequence of the personality and the policies of Mr. Narendra Modi. So India is fracturing. There is a Bharat Jodo going on, and which has prompted the Congress party to mount a Bharat Jodo. We wouldn't have done Bharat Jodo if Bharat was not being todoed. And Bharat is being todoed by Mr. Modi's personality, by his policies, by his programs, which are leading to growing economic inequalities, which are leading to increased social polarization, and which are resulting in a complete neglect of the constitution, weakening of constitutional institutions and bodies, and growing there's an undeclared emergency in the country today.
Mr. Ramesh, the BJP says that this is a non-event, that here is a prince who has abdicated his responsibility and then gone off on this long stroll.
Well, they're right, it's a non-event because it's not an event. The Prime Minister is the world's greatest event manager. The Bharat Jodo Yatra is not an event, it's a movement. It's a long process of rescuing, repairing, rejuvenating Indian democracy at its best. It's a journey for rediscovering the highest and noblest values of public service and politics. So it's not an event Narendra Modi style where you change your dress 4 times a day or 5 times a day. This is a Desh Badlo Abhiyan, not a Vesh Badlo Abhiyan. So the Prime Minister, by the Prime Minister's standards, this is not an event, it's a movement. And Mr. Gandhi, for the last 105 days, from Kanyakumari, has been walking 23-24 kilometers a day, listening to people, not giving sermons and lectures, not giving his Man Ki Baat, but actually listening to Janta Ki Chinta, which the Prime Minister probably has never done in his life.
But what has the Yatra achieved politically for the Congress party? Do you think it will reap dividends in 2024? Is that what it is aimed at?
No, this is not a Chunav Jito Yatra. This is not a Chunav Jitao Yatra. It's a political Yatra by a political party with political personalities. The objectives are political. Economic inequality, social polarization, growing authoritarianism and dictatorship, undeclared emergency. These are political issues. But this is not an electoral yatra. There are things in politics which are beyond and above elections. We are a political party. We're not an NGO. We're not a band of sannyasis, right? Fake or real. But the fact is that one of the direct consequences of this Bharat Jodo Yatra has been a new spirit in the Congress party, a new life in the Congress party, Sanjeevani, so to speak. So you see Congress cadres, Congress workers at the block level, at the district level, at the state level, coming out, getting involved with the Bharat Jodo Yatra in different ways. So this has been, in my view, I would describe this yatra as a connectivity yatra for Mr. Rahul Gandhi and a collectivity yatra for the Congress party.
So one of the things that the BJP, of course, has taken umbrage to is the line that Mr. Rahul Gandhi used in the context of the whole China issue, कि हमारे जवानों की पिटाई हो रही है वहाँ पे, etc. What was the need to use that particular phrase?
I have asked 12 questions of the Prime Minister on China. I have asked 5 questions of the External Affairs Minister. They should answer those questions. The nation wants to know. The nation is demanding, and it deserves answers from Mr. Modi. Mr. Modi, I would like to remind him, gave a clean chit to China on the 20th of June 2020 when he said, when he said famously once, "Na khaunga, na khane dunga," he repeated that line saying, "Na koi aaya hai bahar se aur na koi baitha hai hamare zameen par." He gave a clean chit to the Chinese. That one statement has destroyed India's negotiating and bargaining position with the Chinese. We are helpless in the face of Chinese aggression in Ladakh and Arunachal Pradesh. So I would request the BJP to address the 12 questions that I have raised for the Prime Minister and 5 questions of the External Affairs Minister. Those are the relevant questions, not taking what Mr. Rahul Gandhi said out of context.
How was it taken out of context? He did use the word pitai, sir.
He said that you are tying your Indian soldiers' hands behind their backs and asking them to face an aggressive side on the other side of the border, to face an aggressive and belligerent China. I think that's the spirit with which he made those remarks. I think the BJP is expert at taking one word or 2 words and blowing them out of all proportion. This is typical BJP tactics, typical Modi tactics: divert, deflect and defame. This is the 3 Ds that Mr. Modi is an expert at.
But they are raising a valid point on the collegium system to say there are problems with the collegium system.
On the judiciary?
Yes, sir. Most legal experts...
orchestrated campaign to create a tension between the executive and the judiciary.
But why would they do that?
The Congress party wants a transparent collegium system, wants a more effective collegium system. But this government, Modi's government, and its drumbeaters, including the law minister and other people occupying high constitutional positions, want to capture the judiciary. We are against a captured judiciary. And I think to prevent the last bastion of democracy from falling into the hands of Mr. Modi and Mr. Shah and their drumbeaters, we must strengthen the collegium system. We must make it more effective, make it more transparent, and certainly not give a government the final say in matters relating to the appointments in the judiciary. This is a deliberate campaign to intimidate and frighten the judiciary.
Mr. Jairam Ramesh, thank you very much for speaking to us here on Mirror Now. It was a pleasure. Thank you. Thank you. Good to meet you.